Welcome back to the Malted Man Cave. I'm Keith.
I'm Dave.
And tonight we're going to be reviewing our first Bowmore down here in the Malted Man Cave. Coming up. Alright, so we're back, and tonight, as I said, we're going to be doing our first Bowmore. Have you ever had a Bowmore until tonight?
I don't think so. This was a new one for me as far as when you were like, Bowmore, and I said, tell me more.
Dave's bringing his dad jokes tonight. You can definitely tell that we're dads now. Remember when we used to be funny and cool?
I feel like
and now we say, Bowmore, tell me more.
If you ask my 5-year-old,
for shame,
I'm the coolest cat he knows.
Exactly.
That's all that matters.
So tonight we're going to be doing Bowmore, and I was actually put off from Bowmore. Like early on in my whiskey journey, I had a Bowmore, and rightfully so. It was like a non-age statement, and it was like, you know, $40, like, I don't even know what it was called, but it was not good, and I have not bought a Bowmore since. Luckily, Mike from Mike and Billy's Whiskey Reviews graciously gave us this bottle. As I said before in many reviews, we trade bottles back and forth. So he gave me Bowmore, gave us Bowmore the Devil's Cask. And this is the third release of this kind of like limited edition that they're putting out. And it says that this is a marriage of First Fill Oloroso and Pedro Jimenez Sherry Cask. And if you look at the color, and there is no coloring added, it's pretty much mostly First Fill. And that's when I read it online, it's mostly First Fill. It's dark.
Yeah. Is that where they get the name from, or what?
The Devil's Cask.
Yeah, the Devil's Cask.
So the Devil's Cask, and I'm not knocking Scottish people, but they're known for being very superstitious,
hyperbolistic.
And even Roy, and I've asked a couple of my Scottish friends, I was like, so are they really as superstitious as, you know, they act in movies and in literature or whatever? He's like, yes, they really are that superstitious. So apparently, back in the day, and you know, the distillery loves to talk about this story, and it's just kind of fun history. Who knows if it actually happened, but supposedly, a long time ago in the village, someone spotted the devil, and they chased him throughout town, and he ran, and apparently he was in the church, and then he got out, and then the devil went to the distillery, and apparently they're searching they got their pitchforks and their torches, and they're going after him, and apparently he escaped through a sherry cask. And he was, you know, smuggled out. So, hence...
So this is the
Devil's Cask.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so dark. And actually, kudos, this is actually one of the darkest. You can't really tell because there's only a little bit left. It was one of the darker whiskeys that I've ever seen. Which doesn't always mean that it's better, but sometimes if there's no color added and it is sherry maturation, you can just really tell, wow, they got a lot of the oak, a lot of the sherry goodness.
Exactly. So...
a little bit more about this. Comes in at 56.7%. I'm sorry, 56.7% ABV. Non-colored, non-chill filtered, as I already stated. Let's see, any other fun facts for the night? Nope. Without further ado, let's get into some whiskey.
Let's do.
I have a review that I haven't put out yet that I did of my own. You know, I even said in the video, I said, you know, normally when I only do my single reviews is when I really want to talk about whiskey geekery, or it's one that I don't have a whole lot left.
Are you sure you didn't put that one out?
Nope. I just told you about it.
Oh, okay.
That's why you know. But anyways,
I'm like, where's it?
As I was reviewing, it was Springbank 12 Green. And I didn't think I had enough for you to have a dram, and then I was supposed to have a dram.
I got you.
And as I was pouring, I was like, I think I had enough.
I got enough.
Sorry, sucker.
Glug, 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 glug.
I didn't want to share my...
95!
Didn't want to share my Springbank.
What did you rate?
So sorry, bro.
Oh, you haven't released it yet.
I can't tell, man. It's a secret.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, what do you get on the nose?
It's a big one.
Wow.
It's a big one for me. For me, it's very woodsy to me is how I would explain it. It's probably the peated, the smoke, the woody flavor to it.
Yeah.
I wrote pine down.
I like wood.
It definitely reminds me of Sanding, my daughter's room is the only room with pine floors, and sanding those pine floors, that it reminds me of it. And also, it has a bit of a, I wrote plastic. I don't know how to better explain it.
It's funny you say that because I put cardboard on the nose and on the palate.
Maybe that's, it's like the,
and it's real. It's probably the oak. It's, you know, the oak, but like it's just kind of a different smell of oak than I've ever had before. So I don't know if it was like kind of.
No, I got you. I got you with the. It's just.
I can
like
see plastic. It's like you have cardboard with like Scotch tape all over it.
Yeah.
Like you're sending a package or you're, you know, unboxing a package.
And then I wrote that it salted chocolate raisins. That was like my the one.
And that is, you know, something we get on a lot. But if there ever was a salted chocolate caramel / whatever, this is it.
And then my last note was coffee with a fake caramel creamer.
Yeah.
Just like the powder, if you know what I'm talking about, with a coffee creamer.
Yep. One thing I forgot to say, some of the older release I believe were 10-year-old. Yeah, they actually stated it was an age statement, but for whatever reason, probably because it's like 9 years old.
Yeah.
This is an NAS.
Just put it on it.
I know, and this isn't cheap. Like
right.
A master malt, it was like $220. So then you got to add like another $38 on top of that.
And if it's good, you would buy it.
I would absolutely. If it said 9 years old and it tasted this good, I'd buy it for that.
Right.
I don't have quite that price, but
right,
close to it. Right. Mike's a baller. I'm poor.
Shut up, Mike.
I gotta do my low and middle end whiskeys. No, he does not.
Oh yeah, that makes sense now. Married. It all makes sense.
So I get on the nose. Oh my, this is really good. This is better than I remembered it. Because I got my notes probably a couple months ago, and this has been sitting here, and we've been needing to review it out. Bitter coffee grinds, cardboard, a little bit of Scotch tape, dark you know, a lot of times, even like the sherry cask, you know, people think, oh, it's European oak. Yeah. No, a lot of times the bodegas, you know, from Spain, they actually use American oak to put their sherry cask in it. So, but this one, it's so dark chocolate, so tanniny, so oaky. It makes me think that there's European oak involved here. A little bit of oranges, again the oak, and a really, really pleasant note. It's chocolate peanut butter Nutella.
Ooh.
Do you like Nutella?
I do. I'm not like I have to have Nutella, but I don't mind it. I'm not revolted by Nutella. Some people, it's like against God and nature, but for me, when I was a spread.
Yeah, when we went to Mexico a year or two ago for Christmas. Lindsay, they wanted to get away after Dad passed away, just kind of because he was big in Christmas. Anyways, but we had like this routine every day. We went to this like pizza place, and we'd get gelato, and then we'd get churros. Have you ever had like a really good churro?
Yes.
So it was like, you know, warm, salty, and then it's like chocolate and peanut butter Nutella.
Yeah.
I've had a churro at a Mexican restaurant around here. I'm like, it's not the same.
No.
There's no chocolate peanut butter Nutella. The slightest touch of cinnamon, like Red Hots. It's not like you'd get like in a hardcore bourbon or even a couple of the other whiskeys we reviewed recently, but it's just faintly there. Nutmeg. A weird kind of floral. You know, maybe it's almost like... I think this is the first time I've ever actually said seaweed, because I think that that's overkill, and people say with a lot of islands they say seaweed. And I'm like, I think they go a little overkill with it. But actually, this is like the first one I actually think there is some seaweed. Salty.
Fresh. Like just you swam down and had to
algae
take a bite.
And seaweed. Delicious. Salt, as you're going to get with every Isla.
It's there, though.
And then again, a little bit of earthy smoke with peanut butter. What do you get on the palate?
Exactly what you just said. I wrote salt, chocolate, peanut butter. I said specifically Reese's peanut butter cups. It definitely reminds me of that.
He copied off my notes for this review. I know he did.
Did you say? Nope, not the same.
He did.
And then I wrote dates or raisins, just a fibery fruit, sweet fruit. And then my last one would be a smoked Gouda cheese. It just has a melt in your mouth kind of.
Is Gouda normally smoked, or just some varieties are smoked?
I think it's all smoked.
Really?
Maybe not. So I worked at a pizza restaurant that had a smoked Gouda chicken thing, and it reminds me of that. Oh, it was good.
You got anything else?
No, nothing else.
So, maybe I would pay $220 for this. This is pretty good. I put Smoky Chocolate Buckeyes, and I did not plan this at all, but as I'm looking in the camera, I realize I'm repping my Ohio State Buckeyes. You see this big head right there? That is a Buckeye, and is a nut. It is a worthless nut, as Michigan fans like to say. It's a worthless,
but it's a poisonous nut.
It's poisonous, so they call it a worthless nut.
Take a bite.
But in Ohio, and I'm sure they do it in other places too, they make candies called chocolate Buckeyes, and really it's in the shape of the Buckeye, and it's got like kind of like the design, and it's made out of chocolate and peanut butter.
Yeah.
So this is one of the most chocolatey, peanut buttery.
Did you read my notes? Just be honest. Just be honest. Did you read them?
Well played. Reverse psychology. I see what you did there. And it's so funny you said that, because you know what else I put? Dark, sticky raisins and dates. Which I put...
sticky raisins.
It's from the PX, the Pedro Jimenez. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's a different type of sherry, and part of the process with the grapes...
You know what the Pedro Jimenez is?
They leave it out. They leave it out, and it kind of like the sun like dries, and it just gets
sounds
sticky,
delicious, yeah.
and it gets like the way that it gets more sweet. Salted caramels, oranges, a little bit of aniseed. Again, he copied my notes. Coffee grinds again. Bitter dark chocolate. Very, very drying oak. This is like, sometimes I don't like it when whiskeys get too drying and too oaked. Somehow this works. Cardboard again, the drying oak, and last I get this dark, like tarry smoke.
Yeah, it's definitely.
What about the finish?
This one stays with me. It's still with me after that last drink, and it's that smoked Gouda, just cheesy taste that's left on me. Leaves my tongue feeling very thick, very full of flavor is how I would put it. Long and memorable is how I would say the finish is.
What review did we talk about salt and vinegar chips?
One of the aisles.
Was it the red breast?
Yes.
It had nothing to do with whiskey. I think we were talking about.
Yep. No, because I had them, and
because I just banged out a whole bag of salt and vinegar chips.
I mean, come on, they're meant to be banged out.
So good. But literally, like, my mouth is like falling apart right now. So as I'm drinking this, I'm like, wow, it's so good, but it like stings. This is good.
It hurts, but it's good.
For me, the finish, I agree. It's long, and it's just like
it just stays.
Salted caramels,
it's like,
oranges,
I'm here.
Dark, sticky raisins and dates. And there's more.
But wait, there's more.
You almost get a little bit, and I didn't put this in my notes. It's so spicy, and it's like chili flakes. You know, like a little bit like chili peppers, chili flakes. Again, the oak and bitter dark chocolate and the coffee grinds, and it stays and stays. Like if we put this down, it probably would stay for another couple minutes. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Malted Man Cave Mark, what are you going to give this?
I'm going to give this bad boy a 90. 90 out of 100.
Yeah. I was flirting between an 89 and a 90, and I think I'm going to go with an 89. No. Dang it, Dave. You always pick the number.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like, literally, every time he, like, says the score that I'm going to say, and I feel like I need to change it.
No,
so that we don't have the same one.
90, right? It's a 90.
It's 89 to 90, anywhere in that. It could even go up to 91, depending on your mood.
Exactly. That's exactly how I felt about it.
I don't know.
It's a very...
I would pay... Go ahead.
It's a very good whiskey. I don't know if it's worth exactly what it's retailing for right now.
$280.
But if you can get it for a good deal,
I pay $150 for this all day, every day.
Yeah.
But 270-ish. That's $260. That's pushing it. Good stuff.
And I feel like I would rate it higher if I knew that it was
cheaper.
Yeah.
Like more affordable.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm totally fine. Like, I understand that the distillery puts in, like sherry casks are expensive.
Yep.
They get taxed more on the higher ABV. Just having the longer it's aged, it just costs money and it's taking up space in a warehouse. And that's why I think 150 to 200, but 280.
Oh yeah, that's above market price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mike, thank you again for sharing this with us. This is delicious stuff.
It was so good.
Anywhere 89, 90, or 91. Anywhere in that range.
There's no answers here.
Question of the night.
Oh man, I've already forgotten it. Yeah. No,
I love Dave. I wish you got to see Dave during the day or in the morning. He's like normally like the most hyper funny, but like every time he comes over here like at like 10 o'clock at night, he's like forgetting stuff and he's like tired.
It's been a long day.
But he is committed to the malted man
It's been a long day.
And I appreciate it.
I did 30 hearing tests today.
I need to start just having coffee for you, just ready.
Just kidding.
Okay.
Well, give me just a taste of what the question was, and then I'll grasp it from my brain. Just a taste.
What our trade would be.
I got it! All right, so this is actually something that I came up with. I was thinking if you transported us back to ancient Rome, which we both love. We love Rome, okay? We love the idea of Rome and the building of Rome.
So, Rome is awesome. I agree.
Okay, so what would be if all of a sudden the Malted Man Cave went back in time and we were in ancient Rome? What would our trade, what would our sigil be on our flag?
On my flag.
Yeah.
Or our flag.
Your own flag.
In this scenario, we gay lovers.
Dude,
we left our wives.
Yeah, let's do it.
And our children.
Yeah.
And just...
Yeah, and we did the whole Rome thing. We did it.
What is the saying in Sparta? Was
all roads lead to your butthole?
Women are for... Women are for babies, men are for making love.
Yeah.
Wasn't that?
Yeah.
The Sparta. I love it how in Sparta, the movie 300, they talk in the intro. It's like they're making fun of the other like Greeks who who didn't like boys or whatever. I'm like, no. In real life, the Spartans were known for
they had like a page
at age
boy.
7. No, at age 7, they like took a boy from the Spartan community and like that was like they trained him
rape.
/lover
It's called tot rape.
/
Bad Alexander.
It was part of the culture. Anyways, so what would I be?
You would be a page boy.
I'd be a mother frickin' warrior who took my 7-year-old. I don't know. I could see myself. Let's see. Well, let's come up with some of the trades. It'd be like a blacksmith, a merchant. A slave.
You could teach. You could be a teacher. You could be a martial arts teacher. You could
a politician. A gladiator.
You could be Caesar himself.
Yeah, I could really see myself.
Caesar-ish?
In a leadership role. Yeah.
Dude, it's your world, man. Tell us. What would you be?
I also want to try and be realistic.
Okay. Dude, I'm down with whatever.
I don't even know.
I'm in your realm.
We didn't really think about this before we went on camera. Honestly, I really think I'd probably be a soldier. You know, obviously I was in real life. I was in the military. It's really weird because I have like, and Dave will attest, I was like ultra like jock, like really good, all high on basketball. I was in the military, but I have like the most like sensitive, like slash like emotional.
Oh, don't do that.
I'm a mental health counselor. Like I am like a dichotomy. Would you not agree? Like,
Yeah.
I have like my two.
I just
sides.
said you were a
Like,
dichotomy.
Oh, you did? I didn't hear
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
So, but I think I'd be a warrior poet.
A warrior
I'd be a warrior.
poet. Oh, you would be your main man
Shout
himself.
out William Wallace.
William Wallace.
What about you?
Oh man. You know what?
It's getting late, and this is not our first review.
Nah, I'd be half. I could see myself as more of a Plato, maybe not as stupid as Plenty the Elder, but like a historian.
Yeah.
Somebody that would maybe liven up a little bit of your battles.
Yeah.
And tell it to the next generation about
awesome.
your feats.
You'd be an orator slash historian slash teacher.
I'd be one of those dancing naked chicks on 300.
Oh, go to battle, my king! Oh my gosh. What is that? What do they call those like creepy like hunchback slash that like and they had the virgin sacrifice?
Yeah. Well, the oracles was
the oracles. That's what it was.
Yeah.
We've gotten way off track in this review.
Go to battle!
Why is Dave dancing? What is going on? There was something I was gonna say.
My king!
Oh my gosh. I told Dave in our last review.
Our arrows will blot out the sun!
Oh no. This is cast strength. This isn't Dave's.
Oh, it's delicious. It's delicious. It's a 90.
Something funny to say.
It's an 89 to a 91.
We could probably just give it 91 because we're having fun with it.
It's a 91. It's a 91.
But there's something I wanted to say, and I can't remember what it was. It was about Plato, Aristotle. So
Yeah.
you know Alexander the Great.
Yeah.
The movie Alexander. When we went to the theater, it sucked, but
Yeah.
the director's cut.
Totally agree.
They came out and it was like way better. They did a way better job.
Yeah.
It wasn't as boring. Anyways, in that movie, and I was
Shout out Rosario Dawson.
in that movie. And I was just telling a kid today, because he's just like, as a counselor, he's just afraid of everything. He never wants to talk and make friends. He's never asked out a girl. And the quote I said, and I think it was, what was the name? The guy who plays Silence of the Lambs. What's that character? Anthony Hopkins.
Yes,
Anthony Hopkins.
Gotcha.
Whatever his character is in Alexander the movie. He says something, it says,
Isn't that...
fame and fortune favors the bold.
Favors the bold.
And I always tell that to people that are struggling with like anxiety or they're afraid. I'm like, you know what? You may fail, but fame and fortune, happiness and success.
Let's put this to
favors the
real
bold.
life.
And I said, you ever seen an ugly dude with a really good looking wife or a really good looking girlfriend? It's like, you know what? That dude probably got turned down 100 times before. He didn't care. He just kept asking, and then finally,
Fools rush in, but fools also get the gold.
what were you gonna say?
I don't remember.
We have really.
This is a 92. It's gone all the way up to a 92.
Thank you guys, as always, for watching. Like, subscribe. Give us a question of the night so you can see this ridiculousness. We really appreciate you guys watching. And as
Definitely.
always, sláinte.